Yeah, you can, and that's the thing. Like, information has become infinitely more accessible with this whole AI revolution. That's a different pocket that we won't open right now, but it's going to speed up by another 10 to 50x, right? So if information is becoming a cheaper and cheaper commodity because it's easier and easier to access, and you can access more and more of it cross-referenced against itself, that means that your ability to know how to interact with that information is going to be the real skill set, not the ability to access it necessarily.
Well, and how to internalize it.
And how to internalize and integrate it into your life. Yeah. And that's always been something I took from Tim Ferriss very early on, which was there's no replacement for experiential truth.
Yeah.
So you can read stuff in an academic book as much as you want. You can talk about it until you're blue in the fucking face. But until you go out there and do it and eat shit on your first shot, and then you get a little bit better the next time, and a little bit better the next time, and a little bit better the next time. You can intellectually feel as though you're as much of an expert as you want, but I guarantee that you could take somebody that has studied war their entire lives and drop them with an M4 and a vest on in the middle of a desert. They're going to shit their pants.
Of course.
But that person that may not have ever taken a single class at war college, but has been boots on the ground the entire time, knows what's up. And that's why, throughout my entire career, whether it's nursing, I did what the nurses' aides did. I always made sure as an RN, I was helping them turn patients and clean patients. Starting the business, I make sure that I take responsibilities that nobody else wants to do. I'm in the trenches. I'm writing blogs. I'm working with clients. I'm not in an ivory tower making decisions, right? I'm boots on the ground, and I've always had that mentality. I always will. Because the moment that you don't have boots on the ground, you lose sight.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of that's forged.
And I think that when it comes to the deciding who you bring into that inner circle, having the knowledge that having the boots on the ground experience is the most important is huge. Because if you are in a college situation and you want to have a mentor that's a professor or something like that, and your goal is to do something that isn't teaching,
right,
that might not be the best person for you.
Right.
It's probably going to be best for you to find someone that is 2 years older than you that was just eating shit 2 years ago.
Is absolutely doing it.
And is doing
the amount of accountants, lawyers, professors, and other professionals that have told me that this was a horrible plan are innumerable. Right? And because but the thing is it's not their fault, right? That's their training. Their training is risk aversion.
Right.
How do you take somebody that their entire career and probably their default personality type, because they were attracted to that career in the first place, is a naturally risk averse person, and convince them that entrepreneurship is dope? It's hard. It's really difficult. You don't see, that's why people that are accountants and entrepreneurs are enigmas and they're so successful, because those traits don't normally mix.
Yeah.
Same thing with lawyers, right? Somebody that is programmed to be risk averse is not generally the person that is jumping off the cliff with nothing but a hacky sack full of tools.
Well, if I could just share a quick anecdote. Yesterday, I was trying to prove a point to some individuals.
Okay.
And we were, going to the hospital to visit my grandma, and then also just went on a few other places, a few other meetings I had. And I put on my shirt, and I put my coat over it so nobody saw it.
Right.
But I wrote 10-minute lesson on solving a Rubik's Cube for $5. And, just because I know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, I thought, okay, I have one. I could do that, right?
Right.
And my pitch to anybody that was ask, oh, can't I learn this on YouTube, would be, well, yeah, of course you can. I already did, but I can show you here in person, and then you can ask questions.
Right.
Right? So kind of that would be the advantage that I would be giving. And I made $15 yesterday. Nothing crazy, but I taught 3 individuals, and I also was then able to kind of market and bring up the podcast. So it was kind of just a fun little experience in that consulting idea. I now know how to do this, and so I can, right? And it's kind of creating something out of nothing. Or maybe not something out of nothing, but something out of the time dedicated to learning, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up as my introduction to consulting yesterday.
Yeah. I think it's like you're creating, rather than creating something out of nothing, I feel you're creating a way of seeing something that was already there in a new way. Right? Because reality doesn't really shift that much, but our ability to perceive it does over time. Like, I believe in objective truth, right? I believe in natural law type of mentalities. So despite what we might try to create, let's say, like we're bringing into existence in a way, we're more so discovering it than creating it, if that makes sense.